Yo, and how's it going, Apple Army? Welcome back to the Gaming Apple. So I hope you're all having a great day. It is STAM DK build day for the Waking Flame DLC, and I know some of you have been waiting this for time now. The DLC's been out for what, nearly 3 weeks, something stupid like that, and I haven't uploaded the build yet, and I'm usually pretty quick at STAM DK. What I'll say to this, guys, is this patch has been a roller coaster of a patch so far. Basically, when they added the new procs, STAM DK changed drastically. It really did. I'm not going to explain too much about how and the whys it changed, but mainly because the proc sets, right, and because people can run these procs and do crazy damage with only a couple skills, which meant that the skill level gap kind of dropped and got closer together a lot quicker this patch. I think I said that right. And then basically I got a build together, and then they nerfed Hrothgar. So they nerfed the damage on Hrothgar in half, and let me just show you now, right? So if you don't actually know, they nerfed this from 26% of your resistances down to 13%. Now, I wasn't actually using Hrothgar. I tested Hrothgar, but I wasn't actually using it at the time of the nerf. I made a different build. And I made a build that was slightly more defensive than this, because I was running Bloodspawn on my monster set. And after Hrothgar got nerfed, I realized I didn't need to be as defensive. I could be more offensive, because instead of getting every time I was getting stunned now, I wasn't getting hit by Hrothgar, and the times that I was getting hit by Hrothgar, I wasn't taking that much damage because of the massive nerf to Hrothgar. Which honestly was build changing for me. It meant that I could be more offensive and get you guys a better 1vX build. That's literally what it meant. So we are here now, and let's get right into it. So we'll start off with our buff stats, right? So we'll just buff up quickly with potion as well, right? So on the back bar we have 16.5k magic, 33.8k health, and 27k stamina, 2400 stam recovery, 4.6k weapon damage, and 25k spell and 24k physical resistance, with 2.3k crit, and our penetration set at 3000. Right now, if I buff up again and go onto the front bar. So on the front bar, you'll see that our magic drops by 1000, so that goes down from 16.5 to 15.3. Health drops again to 32.7. Weapon damage staying the same. Sorry, stamina recovery staying the same, and weapon damage is at 4500. And our resistances are at 22k and 21.3, with the physical penetration at nearly 10k. So you can obviously see there that is really nice damage. And some people might think that the weapon damage there is low. It isn't. It isn't. That with paired with our penetration and our sets and our skills, guys, trust me, it is more than enough damage. If you're not convinced, go watch my yesterday's video where I slap people on this build. Right. Let's get into the actual character stuff then. So, on the back bar, what I want to say is we are running... Oh, I didn't actually go over this. I am ill, guys, so if I miss anything, right, you have to let me know in the comments. I am really fucking ill, and I apologize. Right, so I'm running our TM Takeaway Wrath, the Serpent Wonderstone, and Vampire Stage 3. And what I'm going to say about the Vampire Stage 3 with the TM Takeaway Broth is what we do is after you got Vampire, right, we press this here. So we press this, and that will take us all the way up to Vampire Stage 4. Okay, we don't want Vampire Stage 4, so we'll go back in here, and now we'll press this, right? So this drink here, purifying after the corrupted Bloody Mara, and then that will take us down to Stage 3. And if you don't know already, the reason why we want the Stage 3, right, is literally for this passive down here. We want to be reducing our damage taken by up to 30% based on missing health. Percentage damage mitigation is crazy this patch. So I have stacked into percentage damage mitigation over physical and spell resistances. So kept them kind of lower and gone for percentage damage mitigation. Now, because of Hrothgar's being nerfed, you can go into resistances again, but I honestly feel that percentage damage mitigation is just still stronger than straight up resistances this patch. So that's why I've stuck with this. You can go in resistances with percentage damage mitigation, but then you're going to struggle to find damage in the build. So for me, it was just stacking high into this, which is why we are around Vampire. So after you've done that, then after you've pressed them two, all you do is we press TM Takeaway Broth, and we are back exactly where we were. Is that an endeavor? Consume 1 food? Jesus Christ. Right. So then on our hotbar, we have tripods. Tripods are going to be our main potion paired with these are mobility potions, speed, and mobility, and stamina, right? The reason why I like these is because we don't have major expedition on demand through the build. We have the Age of Trickery, so we get speed through that sometimes, but this is demand speed. So what I'll say is, if you look at me right now, right? So if we look at my build kind of right now, we're a bit over half Magicka, right? And we might be taking a lot of pressure, right? Just imagine our stamina's really low, right? Our stamina, I can't fucking get it low, but imagine our stamina's like stupid low. Actually, we can vigor, right? Okay, you get the point, right? Stamina stupid low, magic is quite high, right? There's people around us, right? And the best thing for me to do is to pop this, right? Not only now do I have movement speed, right? I have movement speed and I have a mobility, right? And that then allows me to go offensive. That mobility allows me to go offensive, and it allows me to change position quite easily, right? So that's the main thing. And then obviously if my magic was low, sometimes when my magic is low, I want to switch positions, so I will still take this. But then sometimes you need to have a tripod because you need some fat heals and to buff back up. So you need to evaluate that situation, guys. Watch how I've played, watch when I use the different potions, and try figure out the best way of using these two together. And then obviously if you're like a big boy baller, and I've actually run out of these potions, I was playing with them. I was trying to find a build that didn't rely on them, and this build doesn't rely on them. So I'm happy to say that you do not need these potions, right? But if you want to run these potions, feel free to. It'll only help you. So it's Magicka, Stamina, and Minor Heroism, right? And what I'd say about these potions is use these potions in a situation where you would run tri-stat potions. So if you're in a good position with health, you don't need the instant burst of health, and you just want magic and stamina, run these potions and you'll get heroism, and it'll help you get to your next ulti quicker, which is what this build is. It is, you'll go into your next ulti to ulti. I'm actually feeling really confident and comfortable going just sword on board ulti aggression because of the pressure that we have in this build, right? That's enough talking about that. Let's get into the sets then. So on the back bar, we're running Age of Trickery. It's in defending. Honestly, guys, you can run Nirnhound here. I haven't been able to switch it to Nirnhound yet because I've been too lazy. You can play that Nirnhound. You don't need the defending here. Some people say powered, but because we are running an offensive, skill here, not only will Nirnhound help us do more damage with this, it'll help out with Cauterize and Vigor. It won't help out with Green Dragon Blood because that's off your percentage. Only powered will help with that. But it will help out with Shield Bash, Cauterize, and Vigor. And on top of that, if you do a medium weave, so if you have Vatashran ready and you medium weave into a Shield Bash like this, you can proc Vatashran into the bash and do some crazy damage there. So obviously Nirnhound will help with that as well. Right. So basically what Age of Trickery is doing is we're getting max health, stamina, magic, and then when you deal damage, you gain one of these 5 major buffs for 21 seconds every 9 seconds. These buffs are Major Expedition, Protection, Mending, Heroism, and Vitality. Basically, you get these whilst on the back bar. So what I'll do is right, so you can get it literally just off this proc here, and then when you're on the front bar and you do these dots, it can just tick whilst you're on the back bar. So I'll wait here for a second, and you'll see another buff pop up there. So it actually just did the heroism again. It reset the heroism. We'll try and get enough one to come up. So if someone else will come up. So yeah, then we got my vitality. I believe that's mending, isn't it? I think that's mending. Yes, mending. So we got major mending there. So it procs really easy on your back bar, and you're going back and forward on your back bar all the time. So don't worry about having this on your back bar. It works perfectly fine. You'll get the effectiveness out of it. Trust me. Moving on, we have Vatashran. So Vatashran is really key this patch as well. We're loving the damage on this. We're liking it for a mix of burst damage and pressure. So you can just casually have it up and use it for pressure, and then you can mix it in with a medium weave into a stun or a medium weave into a leap to kind of it kind of add to the pressure and mix into a burst with the dot pressure that's going in. It's more pressure because it's mixed with dots, But with all that pressure at once, with the dots, with the serpent set, with Vatashran and the stun, it looks like a burst when it is actually just heavy, heavy pressure, right? So then on the body, what I'm going to say is, right, we'll go over just this quickly. So we got 3 pieces heavy here. So 3 pieces heavy, 1 piece light on the belt, and then 3 pieces medium here, right? And we could only get, we needed 3 pieces medium because we needed to fit plague break in because we got 2 plague break jewelry, which meant I wanted 1 piece medium because I really wanted 1 piece light, which meant I only had 3 spots left for heavy. So these must be heavy. You must have 3 pieces heavy, 3 piece medium, and 1 piece light. That is the configuration of this build, right? And so I'm gonna have a day trick already. All tri-stack glyphs, guys. All tri-stack glyphs, right? The chest piece, yep. So Bloodspawn. I'm running Bloodspawn here. Now, some people might think, why are you not running this set? Obviously, this set is better. You're getting stam recovery with plus magic recovery. Now, the reason I'm running this is purely because I've been lazy. I've got this set in medium, and I do not have it in heavy. Now, like I was saying before, we have to put 3 pieces of medium for plague break. I did not want to be in 4-piece medium. I wanted to have more heavy. So I ran the piece heavy that I had. So if you have this set in heavy armor, run it in heavy armor instead of Bloodspawn. What I will say, if you don't have it in heavy, don't sweat. You can run Bloodspawn, or you can run Stonefist. Do I have Stonefist on my bar? Yeah, so, or you can run Stonefist in heavy in that slot instead. The magic recovery isn't important, obviously, it's a little bonus. But yeah, this is perfectly fine, guys, so that is up to you. Just make sure that it's heavy, yeah? Make sure it's heavy. So, to the serpents, not serpents, sorry, plague breaks. I keep saying serpent, plague break, right? We get offensive penetration, weapon damage, which is class. That is a really good start. Like, I used to run 4-piece stuns because, you know, weapon damage, penetration. So it's like another version of stuns in with just the penetration on the first line instead of the second line, which is perfectly fine with me. Then on the thing, when you deal direct damage to an enemy that is not a plague character, this turns them into a plague character, dealing X amount of disease damage over the duration. And if the plague is removed early, basically it causes I don't know, my screen just went black there for a second, so sorry about that. If it goes early by cleansing, it does kind of like a bomb effect on them. Now, don't worry about this bomb. We're not really trying to proc that bomb. That bomb is a bonus, right? Mainly just the dot, honestly. That dot is strong enough as is. Now, you might not think that the, what is it? You might not think that that dot is strong enough at 11k, but honestly, it is. That's only over 10 seconds. That's like about 1k a second. And with those first 3 lines, that's heavy. Like, really good damage built in, and then you've got the dots. So let me just Venomous Claw. Let me show you what I mean. We're going to do a Venomous Claw, and look what pops up. We've got 3 dots in 1 Venomous Claw, and then you've procced a file on top of that. So obviously this is a disease effect, disease damage ability. And because it's a disease damage ability, it has the ability to proc minor defile. Now, I'm not really counting on that minor defile, but it is there. And you can see like the pressure that we got off 1 Venomous Claw. So when we're doing 1 Venomous Claw into a Toxic Breath, and then you're chucking something like Stone Fist, and then you're doing Shield Bashes, and then you're proccing your Vatashran, you know what I mean? These dots are ticking heavy. So you have like the, if I buff up properly, right? Oh, wait for that to, we'll go down to this one, right? So we'll buff up properly, right? So we'll just do like a dot, put dots on. We'll start off a Stone Fist, then do a Stone Fist on the back bar, slap them up, and all of a sudden you get your Vatashran, so you can just proc your Vatashran. And I kid you not, guys, paired with the pressure that we have on our dots and the pressure that we have there, it's honestly crazy, because yeah, the Stone Fist, the Stone Giant here, paired with this and Vatashran is like your direct damage pressure, paired with Leap, and then you got your dots, your Venomous Claw, your Toxic Breath, and the Plague Break set for your dot pressure. I hope that makes sense, guys. Basically, you want to dot them. You want to dot them up with Toxic Breath, Venomous Claw, and then try do stone keep, go onto the back bar, do like a medium weave into a shield bash. And to be honest, guys, you don't have to use leap. You can just do a shield wall and do all this in shield wall and be really offensive on them like that, because you will break players with the pressure. You will. So don't be scared to shield wall offensively. Please do. It's a really good thing to do, especially when you're outnumbered and you're using tripods, and so you're not getting a mobility. I mean, it's really good for being offensive. And I'll just quickly reset this now. Oh, right. That's enough talk about that then. Let's carry on for the rest of the set. So then we have 1-piece stam recovery, all infused jewelry by the way, guys. But 1-piece stam recovery, 1-piece weapon damage, and then another piece of weapon damage. So 2 weapon damage and 1 stam recovery. And then Malakaf brings this build together. 16% extra weapon damage on top of Plague Break and Vatishran. Guys, it is crazy. Malakaf is a must on this build. It is a must. You want it on. If you're struggling with stam recovery, you can dip in one more into stam recovery here, but I advise only running 1 stam recovery and 2 weapon damage. Hell, you can even run 3 weapon damage here. The reason why I have 1 stam recovery is because I X heavy. Like, you'll see some of my clips, I have 10, 12 people on me. That sustain is key. The extra damage, it obviously is nice, but the sustain, that shit keeps you alive. I don't think people understand that sustain is more valuable than damage when it comes to Xing. You need to survive, whether that be through stam sustain, magic sustain, damage mitigation, and healing. You need to survive, obviously. Right, let's go into our skills then. So, on the back bar, we're running Green Dragon Blood. Now, this shit is awesome. It's giving us 8% extra healing. It's giving us 30% extra stam recovery, which is fine, because we're already getting that from our potion, so that's honestly fine. But we're getting the 8% extra healing, and what I like to do is I like to have this up. So you put that up for the 8% extra healing, make sure that's up, and then you see this for our resistances. Obviously, we got our 6k resistances, but we also get down here, 12% extra healing from this. So that is 20% extra healing in total from having the 12% from this passive, and then the 8% from here. And honestly, because this is here, when you proc this, you actually just get it from this one. Just kind of realize that now. But yeah, when you proc this, it's automatically 20% extra healing if that's the first thing you procced. So that's something to keep in mind. Yeah. So I make sure that this is up all the time. And then I only proc it when I'm below 30% health. Do not spam it. If you find yourself spamming this ability, spam Cauterize instead, because it is so much cheaper to spam and you'll get a lot more out of it, right? Use this, use the Green Dragon Blood to keep it up, and then if you're below 30%, pop it once, and then start spamming Cauterize and make sure your Vigor is up. If you spam Green Dragon Blood, you're going to lose sustain very quickly, and you are going to die. Because of lack of heals. But that's how it goes. You want to be smart about how you use your magic. Watch how I've been Xing, watch that video, and see how I hit my Cauterizes instead of my Green Dragon Blood. It is key to sustain, right? So yes, so my Cauterize. So Cauterize is literally 2.1k cost. This is 4.3. So literally half the cost. And when you're above 30% health, this will do on par, or if not more healing than the Green Dragon Blood. Now, the thing about Green Dragon Blood is it can heal you for like up to 10k when you're below 30% health, like literally in the 15-20% health area. So it's a really good burst heal when you're low, but after that you want to be using Cauterize to get the rest of your heals, because that is an amazing skill. Then we're running Reverberating. So Reverberating is really nice because, like I was saying, is you get the 4.2k damage initially, but if you do like a medium weave to proc the Vatishran, you get the medium weave damage, the Vatishran damage, then this physical damage. Then when they're also stunned, and when they break free, they take more damage, which also helps with our burst combo as well. So when they break free, obviously they're not getting healed, so they take more damage than when they get up. So that is nice. If you time that right and you make sure you're stunning them with this ability rather than spamming it whilst they're immune to stuns. Then obviously Vigor, you can run this front bar and put Stone Fist on the back bar. Personally, I like Vigor on the back bar, that's just me. I like Stone Fist on the front bar where my penetration's at, but that gets up to you. Spell Wall, so I was running Corrosive for a bit. I was running Spell Roll and Corrosive here, but when I took off Bloodspawn, when I changed my build from Hrothgar, so I was running Bloodspawn, I was getting Corrosive perfectly fine, but now I find myself preferring to reach the level of spell wall and just use that instead of corrosive because I have nice penetration anyway. Sorry guys, like I said, I really not well. Ugh. Right. I don't recommend using Temple Guard. Just yeah, you want to be going through the spell walls. And so on the front bar, then right, we are running obviously Venomous Claw for the double dot. It's class, execute, forward momentum. So we've chosen this one. We need our brutality somewhere, and then it gives us a mobilization to snares and grants immunity to them for 4 seconds. Right. Which is awesome. We need something like that in the build to help us move around. Pair that with decrease speed or a speed potion. We still have decent speed on the build, and obviously this is to proc Vatashrine as well. So we need this up. So yes, make sure you do this. And if you find yourself stuck on the front bar, right, guys, do not be scared to quickly go and proc this and then go back. If you literally switch bar, right, if you're taking a lot of damage and you're about to say 50% now, do not be scared to pop a Cauterize or a Vigor, quickly switch bar, do this, hold block, do a quick green Dragon Blood if you go low, and then use that mobility that you just gained to gain yourself some distance from whatever situation that you are in. So do not be scared to use this, because otherwise you can get bogged down, because this is on your back bar, on your front bar. So you can get like bogged down on your front bar if you've got like say 5-6 guys on you. So yeah, do not be scared to do a roll dodge into literally like a bar swap into a roll dodge into this, and then try do that. Just something to help you get out of that really tricky situation where you feel like you might be stuck on the back bar. Because I've had to adapt to this playstyle as well, and that is something that I've had to learn and get used to doing on this build, and that is why I'm giving you guys that advice, so that you can try learn how to kind of do that properly before you even encounter the problem, if you haven't encountered it yet. Then obviously Toxic Breath, we need the penetration, the reducing their resistances by 6k, which is class, with the dart, the direct damage. Stone Fist, then obviously it's nice burst. Honestly guys, it is really nice burst. Doing that on boss, doing darts, then stomping on the floor, then doing a light attack into a favored snow giant to go onto the back bar, and then do a medium weave into a reverberating bash to switch bar and either do a stone giant or an execute or redo your darts. Guys, you're keeping your pressure up, you're rotating your abilities, right? You're not spamming one single ability. We're keeping the darts, we're keeping the pressure, and we're getting in the stuns. And then obviously we go for leap over shield bash, reverberating bash, if we're wanting to use leap rather than shield wall, or if we're going for an execute. If we're not going for an execute, right, we're using shield bash for the pressure, right? Leap is the execute, or oh shit, get me out. But then again, this is more of a better oh shit button, okay? So yes, and then obviously leap is awesome. I love leap, and the tooltip on leap, for you guys to kind of see what tooltip we're getting, it goes up to about 21k tooltip. Not the best in the world, but again, like I said, we're not going for pure burst. We got enough damage and we got really good pressure. So, and I mean, pressure sometimes doesn't kill on its own, but burst, like some burst paired in with great pressure, is a really good way to X. It really is, guys. So I'm happy with this. So you want to see the passives quick. So we've got all the passives in here. The two-hand passive, the sword and board passives. Then we've got all the light armor passives. Obviously, I'm wanting this piece down here for the 1k pen at the bottom. So all the light armor passives. Then we've got the medium armor passive, the heavy armor passives. It's a lot of passives, guys. I'm sorry about that, but this is how you get your max stats. So all the passives here. And then the main passive here that you're just wanting is this passive here. And then in the Fighters Guild, we're not really running anything in Fighters Guild. No, I switched. So you don't worry about that. Sijic, we're not running anything. Sijic, so don't worry about that, guys. Undaunted, you're wanting these because we're running 3 pieces. So we're running 1 piece light, 3 piece medium, 3 piece heavy. So we've got all different types. So we're getting 6% extra resources from this, which is really nice. And the synergy thing is nice as well, but I usually play solo, so I'm not really getting many synergies. But when I do, obviously it's kind of nice. But we're here for this main passive here. So if you run out of skill points, just don't bother with this one. Obviously, if you have the points, put it in. But if you don't have it, focus this one and the other points that I've talked about previously. Obviously, assault, you're wanting these in as well. And support, just these 2 here. Healing done next to a keep. Reduces the time taken to resurrect people. Like, come on. Even if you play solo, resurrect people, guys. It's a nice thing to do. Oh, I didn't even go over this. We're in Imperial, guys. We are in Imperial. I switched from Orc this patch. So, we got 2k health, 2k stamina, and because I find myself blocking a lot on this build, right? I find myself blocking a lot, and when you're blocking, you don't get the stamina recovery coming through. And on top of that, blocking, right? So we're not getting that stamina recovery whilst blocking. On top of that, we are a vampire, so blocking costs more, our skills cost more, our break free costs more, everything costs more, right? So this just reduces the cost of all abilities by 6%, which helps us so much more than stamina recovery does. And Orc, yes, gives you the line of weapon damage, which is great when I'm not blocking, or when I don't need the stamina recovery, but if I wasn't running this and I was an Orc, I would probably be running all three of my jewelry in stamina recovery, which kind of beats the objective of being an Orc. And the 10% movement speed that you get from Orc and the reduction cost really isn't needed in this build, because I mean it's nice, but we are like a hold your ground kind of build. This does really well in a hold your ground state, and then it can move if it needs to through the potions or Daedric if you time it right to move. But we are hell tanky on this build, guys, so don't be scared to sit there and hold your ground. Obviously use line of sight a bit, but yeah, use the build to its strengths, and its strengths is how tanky it is, how good healing it has. Use it, guys. Use that to your advantage. So yes, that's why I've got Imperial, right? And then the last thing that was the alchemy, and just literally for your results last 50% longer, so you just want these 3 points in here. But that is it for skills, guys. Moving on to the CP then. A lot of people disagree with me about CP, well, and I'll talk about that in a second. I'm 100% right. The rest of the fuckers that disagree with me are fucking wrong, right? But I am right. So listen to this shit, guys. People have different CP for different builds, and yes, shit works differently for different builds, but the CP that I've got is the best CP for this build. I made this build, I've made it to its strengths, so please, please follow it. Just in the green CP then, obviously you don't need to follow this, but you want this for the reduced cost, full damage you take. Then after this, I've just got food duration, because obviously Artanium's expensive. Potions, because you know it's just nice not to run out of potions. And then movement speed when you're not out of combat, and then mount movement speed, which I kind of need to keep putting in. I do like farming on this as well, so I like have my farming nodes and stuff in there. But yeah, do whatever you want in this one, guys. Seriously, it's your one. But okay, in this one, people want to run 2 in damage. People like to run 2 in damage. I only have 1 in damage. I have direct damage. That affects everything, basically. That affects it doesn't affect my dots, right? It affects everything par my dots. It affects my initial damage from Toxic Breath, initial damage from Venomous Claw, if that's still a thing. Actually, let me check. 1 second. I don't know if they changed that. Okay, yeah, so the white damage from Venomous Claw, it still affects that, and the white damage from Toxic Breath. And it'll affect my white damage, so you see all the white damage come up. So it'll affect the Stone Giant, the Execute, the Shield Bash, and it'll affect the Vatashran and the Leap as well. So it's really doing a lot for us, that CP. So that's the main one that you go for. Now, people have been saying that I should be running AoE, obviously, to increase my leap damage and my toxic breath damage and my Vatashran damage. Obviously, that is nice. All my single target damage to increase my dot damage on single targets and etc. But guys, I love this one. Right, on this build, we are hold your ground build, 10% reduced damage into direct damage tanks by 10%. So that is all direct damage tanks, all that white damage I was showing you guys. We reduce all that by 10%, and then all single target damage tanks are reduced by 10% as well. So in cap, crystal, frag, a single target, execute, Jesus beam, spectral, all that good stuff, guys. That's doing crazy damage, reducing that by 10% damage, and on top of that, like, so those single targets do count as direct damage unless it's a dot single target. But if it's a direct damage single target, it will reduce you with 20% damage, which is fucking mental, guys. Seriously, that shit is awesome. Do not underestimate how tanky that makes you with Vampire. All right. And then paired with 10% extra healing done on single targets. So single target actually counts as cauterize. Now, it can go to your friends, but because it's only healing 1 person at a time, it counts as single target. Paired with Vigor, which is single target, and then Green Dragon Blood, which is single target, and your potions, which is single target, right? This, literally, and also, I believe leap is single, like so you're getting healed from leap as well. So it's all single target stuff. This is healing everything, guys. You want this. You pair that with Daedric Trickery for your major mending, major vitality, the 8% that we're getting from Green Dragon Blood, the 12% that we're getting from our passive from being a DK or Green Dragon Blood active, so 20% there. You're getting a lot of healing, guys. Healing, OP healing paired with OP mitigation makes for a really OP stand your ground build. Now, obviously, I've built tanky through mitigation and healing, and then I have built in damage, guys. I have built in damage. Don't think that this doesn't have damage. It has damage, but we need to survive in order to X. I can't I can't say that enough, right? You need to survive to X. And that is the main thing. So please follow that CP, guys. Do not be thinking I can switch this out to put in extra damage. Yes, you'll get away with it in some fights, but those crazy X's that you see me do, I do not do without this mitigation or that healing, right? Moving on then, we've got max health. You want the max health, guys. That's just straight. You want the max health. Then in here we have this one, so reduces the damage taken by 1%, per negative effect active up to a maximum of 20%. Now we never get 20%, but when we're Xing, we're easily getting sometimes up to 12, maybe even 14%. Sorry, pardon me. So always over 5%, I find myself, and over 5% up to 10, 14%. So it depends on how many people are on you, but guys, it is really nice for extra damage mitigation. And now we've all the teleports that I'm getting from the Dark Convergence set, and just the crazy stun damage that I've been getting. Relentless has been awesome. So even though it's only for 3 seconds, it grants major protection for these 3 seconds, reducing damage taken by 10%. Now I would have gone for this one instead, but because obviously it lasts longer because it's crowd control, but they nerfed this from 10% down to 5% this patch. So instead of having this like for the full duration of a mobility, which can be up to like 12 seconds if you have like potions and stuff, I've just taken the 10% for 3 seconds, because after you get stunned, that's where you take your main damage, and I'm really happy with how this is performing. Right? Did I just freeze? I just froze. Okay. And then the last one I have then is Survival Instinct, guys. So it reduces our core combat abilities by 25%, while effective with status effect, which we literally have on us all the time. So that's basically block, roll, dodge, break free, sprint, all that stuff, guys. That core stuff, that's getting reduced by 25%, which is great, because like I was saying, when we're doing a lot of blocking on this build, that's getting reduced by 25%, and obviously we're not getting our stam recovery whilst blocking, so all the stuff that we're doing whilst blocking, this helps towards our sustain massively, especially as a vampire, and then with our Imperial and stuff. So but yeah, it's helping us sustain big time with our pet of our ultis. So yeah, go for that, guys. People are saying for me to use the movement speed, and I do love the movement speed. I like it, just not on this setup. I'd run that on a bow build for the movement speed, but not on a sword and board build. Sword and board, I'm holding my ground, and I'm turning it into a really old school DK build, and that's what we've got, guys. It's got that old school vibe, and I'm really loving it. So that is the CP, guys. I hope I've gone through everything well enough for you guys. I know I'm ill, so if I have missed anything, please let me know in the comment section down below. I want to help you guys understand this build. This is not me tooting my own horn or anything, right? This isn't, right? But Stam DK is my go-to. I know it took me a while to get a build out, because I wanted it to be the best build I could possibly make this patch. I can't make a better build. My ability to make 1vX builds is limited by this build. And I say limited, right? This is as good as I can make this patch. I have tested a shit ton, guys. A shit ton. And this is the best I personally can make. And I've seen the builds out there, other builds of Stam DKs running dual-wield backbar, so Master Dual-wield paired with Malabeth or Bloodspawn and Vatashran front bar. And I mean, it's good. I've tested it. It's good. But it is for 1v1ing. The dual-wield back bar with Vatashran front bar, say with Daedric, or the Serpent, the Plague set on the body with Malakath, and whatever two-piece you got to go with it, guys, that is the best way of building for a 1v1 build. And if I see a guy like that in Ciro, or I ain't gonna kill that guy. If that guy's a decent player, I ain't gonna kill him, right? Because that build is designed to be better and stronger in a 1v1 situation, right? and also it can obviously I won't die to it, right? It's very rare that I die to it. I have to come against an amazing player to die to it. But it is a stronger build significantly for 1v1, but it really drops off in 1vx. Like, this is far superior 1vx. Otherwise, I would have made that as a 1vx build, right? This is far superior as a 1vx. It's better than a bow build. I kid you not, right, guys? If you're not seeing people run this build right now, after this build video today, right, after this build video today, you will see people running this build for their Xing build. Some sort of version of this build, you will see it. You will see other content creators launch this build up. You will see people running this and publishing this, because it is the best DK build to go around this patch. And that's not me trying to be arrogant in any way. That is me literally telling you this is as good as it gets this patch, guys. This is literally as good as it gets, and I've tried my very best to explain this for you so that you can play this and enjoy yourself on STAM DK this patch without using those stupid that dark convergence that has been doing stupid damage on macros and stuff like that. Those zero skill builds, guys, and I'm sorry if you're one of them, guys, but fuck you. It's zero skill. Fuck you. So get better. Stop using those stupid prog sets. Obviously we're using progs, but not running something crazy like that. But yeah, guys. But I hope you found this enjoyable, guys. I hope you found this helpful, right? And if you did find this helpful, then please smash that like button, guys. Seriously, it helps share my content. And I know I've been uploading much recently, but it's because it's literally because I've been testing so much to get this build perfect for you guys. And me being ill and moving to uni as well, that's not been helping with getting content out. But yeah, smash that like button, drop a comment in the comment section down below, because I really love to hear from you guys. Honestly, I love to hear from you guys. And then subscribe if you haven't already to stay updated with all my latest content and to become part of the Apple Army. Guys, I love everybody in the Apple Army. You guys are amazing. The support that I've been getting in the Discord as well over my Twitch streams, I can't thank you enough. And my Apple Generals, like, you guys have been supporting me through the Apple General rank, but I haven't been. It's been 17 days since yesterday's upload. I've been keeping in touch with you guys, but you guys know how busy I am, and you still just want to support me for me, and I love that so much, guys. I do. So thank you very, very, very much. And if you guys want to become an Apple General, obviously the options there. I don't feel pressured into it. It's just an extra way to support me, and I really appreciate it. But without any further ado, guys, I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out for now, and bye bye.